Today we're going to dissect a flower. This particular type of flower is called a Peruvian lily, an Incan lily, or Alstromeria is its Latin name. We're going to find out what's inside of these things, because believe it or not, there's more in here than you know. So first, we're just going to dissect one flower. This is the whole stem. We don't need the whole stem, we just need one flower. Okay, so as you look at the flower, just for a minute, notice, like, what are some things that you notice? What different shapes, different colors, different patterns, things like that. As we go through this, we want to be pretty careful with the specimen, just to make sure things don't fall apart. As you know, flowers are quite fragile, so we need to make sure that we do this methodically. Make sure you follow along, and do not do anything if you are not 100% sure of what to do next. Wait till I can get to you. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at on our dissection paper is the sepals and the petals. Okay, that's the part we're going to start with. So first up is the sepals. On your flower, if you look at the petals, there's some that have more of like a pointy end, like this, and there's some that look a little bit more like a spoon on the end. The sepals are the ones that look like a spoon. So carefully remove those. There should be 3. And I find that this part is easiest to do with just my hands. If I try to use the tools, sometimes it doesn't go very well. Okay, so these are the sepals. The sepals are the part of the flower that when the flower is still growing and it's not mature yet, the sepals cover up the flower and protect it, kind of like my hands are doing here. They keep all of the parts inside protected until they're mature and ready to blossom. So in some flowers, like a rose, the sepal might look like a little green leaf or something, that it's at the base of the flower. In other flowers, like this Alstromeria, the sepals look like these types of petals. They look like a petal to us. They're not, but they look like a petal. And those sepals protect the flower while it is still growing. Okay, I'm going to choose the best one, which to me looks like this one, and take it and put it on my paper where it says sepal, and then set it to the side. Okay, next up. Now we need to look for the petals. Well, the petals are these 3 here, and you might notice that there's a bit of a pattern on here. Bees have different types of vision than we do. They see in ultraviolet. So to them, the way this petal looks, the way the colors and the stripes and everything on it look, it's basically forming a big target that says, hey, come right here. Come here, right in the middle. This is where you want to be. Come and get it. That's what the petals do. They're there to attract the pollinators. And to us, they just look pretty, but to a bee or another pollinator, it looks like a big old target telling them to come right here. This is where you want to be. So we're going to carefully remove the petals. And again, I usually do this part with my fingers, just because otherwise the rest of the stuff can come off, and it's really important that I try to keep the rest of the flower intact. Okay, so you can see what I'm left with at the moment. I'm going to set that aside. So here are my petals. There should be 3, and oftentimes there's 2 of them that have a pattern on them like this. They don't always, but if you had vision of a bee, you would see a pattern in pretty much every flower. Okay, so I'm going to choose the best petal and put it in the box that says petal, and set that back to the side. Okay, so what's left of the flower here, this is the reproductive portion of the plant. Okay, first up, if you look closely at yours, now my flower is very mature. Yours may not be quite as mature as this one is, but there should be basically 7 little stick things here. there's one on the inside, and then it's surrounded by 6 of them. So what we're looking for right now is the 6 on the outside. We want to leave the 1 on the inside. We're getting the 6 on the outside. And oftentimes the ones on the outside will have these little like circle football thingies on them, which is one way that you can know that you're getting the right one. So carefully, and again, you can use tweezers to do this. I still prefer to use my hands, but this part, if you want to use tweezers, just be very careful that you only take off the ones on the outside. And if you do it right, there should be 6, and you'll be left with a thing in the middle that looks a little bit like a sword. Okay, so I've got my 6 little things here, and then this part that looks a little bit like a sword with the thing in the center. I'm going to set that part aside. All right, so the whole piece is called the stamen. This is the male part of the plant, or sorry, the male part of the flower. And it has 2 parts to it. The thing at the top is called the anther. That's what produces pollen. Pollen is the plant version of a sperm cell. It contains the male DNA of the plant. Okay. So pollen, sperm cell, it contains the male DNA of the plant. The little stick part here is called the filament, and its whole purpose is to hold the pollen high above the rest, or sorry, down below the rest of the flower. So we're going to take, again, so we're going to take 2 of them this time. So choose if you have 2 really good ones, awesome. If not, that's okay, because sometimes these are a little bit more beat up. Okay, so I'm going to put the whole thing in the box that says stamen, and then I'm going to take the other one and take just the little teeny tiny football thing and put it in the box that says anther, and the little stick part and put it in the one that says filament. Now if you look closely at your anthers, you might notice there's like the powder on them. That's the pollen. It contains the male DNA of the flower. Okay, so now I'll set these to the side, and we'll come back to what remains. Okay, so this part here, this is called the pistil. This is the female part of the flower. Because this flower is very mature, you can see on the end here that it's kind of opened up into this little, see if I can get it on camera, like a little 3-pronged whatever. Okay, yours might not be open yet, because they open when they're very mature, so yours might still be closed up with all 3 points together. But if you look at it very closely, you will probably be able to notice that there's a slit at the top where those 3 points would eventually open up. Okay, so this part, again, the whole thing is called the pistil, this whole piece, all the way from up here down to this bulb thing here. What happens is up here, if you put this part under a microscope, you would see that it's really textured and bumpy and sticky. This part is called the stigma. The top of the pistil is the stigma. It is sticky. Okay. This is called the style. So like this thing after the split, after the stigma. It's a little straw. It's a little tube. There's an opening that starts in the stigma, and it goes all the way down to this thing, which is the ovary. So the whole thing is the pistil. The top is the stigma, and it is sticky. The style is the tube, and the ovary is this part down here. Now, for this one, I definitely want to use the scalpel, so remember to be gentle. And if this part, if you're not 100% sure what to do, wait till I can get to you. So I want to see what's inside of this bulb thing here. And I want to do this very carefully. I'm going to, like if I was slicing off a piece of bread, I'm going to slice just to the side of this so that I still leave the style attached to the ovary. I don't want to cut these two apart. I want to keep this whole thing together because the whole thing goes. Now, it'll be hard to see on my camera exactly. You can see that little white spot in the center. If you look closely at yours, you should be able to see that it's actually a bunch of little tiny white things. Those are the ovules. Ovules are egg cells. They contain the female DNA of the plant. Okay, so in here is the ovules. This whole thing is the ovary, and it contains the ovules, which are the egg cells that contain the female DNA of the plant. Now, I'm going to, on mine, cut this little stem off just a bit. I want to keep the whole thing together so I can see how it all fits together. And on my paper, let's see. Okay. I'm going to put it down on my paper, and I've tried to set this up so that if you do it right, the stigma will be close to the stigma, the style will be next to the style, and then the ovary will be down here next to the word ovary. And these are all of the different parts of the plant. Then I'm going to give everybody a piece of like a packing tape. This is for putting labels on boxes and stuff. But if you cover your specimen completely with tape, I promise you that this will look exactly the way it does today, basically for the rest of your life. I have specimens of these that I've had for years now, and they still look exactly like they did the day we dissected them. So I'm going to try to very carefully put it down. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. We're not perfect around here. We just do our best. Okay. And I want to make sure that I pat it down really well and get it all the way around the edges. Now, if there's some parts sticking out, like right here, get an extra piece of tape to put over that end, because whatever you've got that's completely covered in here will be preserved forever, but if you have stuff sticking out, that's not going to work. So if there's a little bit sticking out, and there probably is, get an extra piece of tape. So I know it's hard to see with the glare now, but we've got the sepal that protects the flower, the petal that attracts the pollinators, the stamen is the male part of the flower, and it contains the anther and the filament, and the anther is what produces pollen, which is the male DNA cell of the plant. This whole section is the pistil. The stigma is at the top. It is sticky, and pollen gets stuck to it, and it will travel down the little straw thing called the stigma, or sorry, the style, down to the ovary, where it will fertilize those little ovules, which are the egg cells, the female DNA of the plant. And those little egg cells that have been fertilized by the pollen grains will eventually grow into seeds inside here that can then be planted and make a whole new flower. And that new flower will have a mix of DNA from the pollen grain and from the ovules. When you're done, make sure you clean up all of your supplies. Get a wipe to wipe out your tray, and make sure that all of your supplies are cleaned off and put back.